In Consumer Corner, we take a look at trends creating a buzz online in China. On today's show, we will look at what Chinese internet users have to say about sex ratio imbalances and its effect on the economy. Ever since the late 1970s, China has been experiencing a considerable problem with the population sex ratio imbalance. The problem is that there are many more males than females, so a ratio of 1 male to 1 female is severely imbalanced. Professor Yuan Shin specializes in Chinese demographics. He found that currently there are 24 to 34 million more men than women in China. Recently, the chief economist of Asian Development Bank, Wei Xiangjin, pointed out the effect of this imbalance on the economy. He claims the imbalance has actually boosted the Chinese economy. Wei presents 2 points as to why this happens. One is that because there are more men than women, men are forced to be industrious in order to earn more money, since having or earning more money makes them more attractive to women. Wei claims this has given rise to more entrepreneurs. Another point is that the competition for spouses forces men to buy a house before marrying, as this is the preferred social order. Until now, no survey had been conducted on the effects of the sex ratio imbalance with regards to the economy. But recently, there are some that can reflect what is happening. Employment information website Monster.com and research firm GfK conducted an international survey, including various industrious countries. Most respondents consider China as the most industrious, while Americans consider China as the second most industrious, following just behind the U.S. China's industrial environment may be a result of Chinese men's struggle to find a wife, or at least to appear to be a suitable candidate. An old article from 2011 over marriage costs remains popular today and has been featured on all major news websites. This article explains that the cost of getting married is well over $160,000 in major cities. The cost to get married in Beijing can be more than $330,000. This high cost is mainly because of expensive housing prices. Netizens calculate that $260,000 out of the $330,000 will be for purchasing a house alone. This excludes other related costs like decorating the new house. The demand for a house mostly comes from the mother of the bride. Traditional Chinese culture dictates that a marriage before owning a house is a so-called naked marriage, and naked marriages are unfavorable, perhaps even shameful. It is important to note that this sentiment is mainly held by the parents of the betrothed. However, the mother-in-law isn't the only factor encouraging Chinese men to be industrious. In 2012, the Ministry of Civil Affairs in China released a survey showing women's opinions on marriage. The survey indicates that almost 70% of women surveyed believe men should own a house before marriage. More than 27% of them even considered men with a monthly income of more than $1,600 suitable for a love affair. Such standards greatly surpass average Chinese income levels. These statistics reflect the claim Wei made on how an imbalance in sex ratio affects the economy. But unlike Wei's positive opinion on how this situation helps the economy, some believe these effects may actually have a negative effect on China. Economist Yi Xiangrong explains that high housing prices can further harm the Chinese economy because high housing prices deplete citizens' disposable income, which could have otherwise been used to purchase goods. He believes the currently stagnant economy is mainly a result of expensive housing prices. Yi calculates that the debt ratio for a newlywed couple can be up to 50% in Beijing, and this situation severely hurts Chinese people's ability to contribute, in turn hurting the Chinese economy. Wei's comments on the sex ratio imbalance has attracted many netizens' attention. One netizen thinks such comments totally ignore the negative effects on society. One of them wrote, quote,
"What is the rationale for this? If they can't find a wife, they might look for a prostitute. This can lead to trafficking women or even raping women. Don't only focus on the positive effects. This so-called professor or expert is ignoring the negative effects."
But some netizens think Wei's point is logical. One wrote, quote,
"There's nothing wrong with this logic. Maybe he had the statistics to support his conclusion. Some media outlets always like to report it in a very cynical manner. Perhaps they are simply coping with the trend of netizens bashing experts."
Another netizen simply considers this to be a simple fact. Quote,
"Parents have told their children about this situation many times.